What if the Hobbit trilogy got the Snyder Cut treatment? Well, I got some good news for you guys. I came across a fan edit for The Hobbit that uses footage from the trilogy and cuts it into a 4-hour movie that aligns more with the book. Now, this has been done before, but the fan edit I'm talking about specifically is the M4 edit. So a lot of things are cut and truncated in this film edit, of course. It's mostly for the better. For example, there are many references in the film that are only present because of the Lord of the Rings trilogy coming before the Hobbit trilogy. All the White Council stuff has been removed, meaning no Saruman or Galadriel in this movie. Also, in the original Hobbit trilogy, Legolas was present throughout. In this fan edit, he has a minor cameo when capturing the dwarves in Mirkwood. In fact, the love triangle between Legolas, Tauriel, and Kili has been completely removed. Tauriel is only seen once, and if you hadn't watched the original trilogy, you would think she's just another elf. That's one thing about this cut that I really liked. They removed the Hollywoodification of the original trilogy. Like, during the barrel escape, there is no orc attack, and they even went as far as to edit the arrows out of the barrels. They also edited out Bard's son being used to aim the arrow that kills Smaug. And I actually really like that change because it puts more focus on Bard himself and his singular struggle to not repeat his ancestors' mistakes. The entire gold statue sequence is removed as well, and what's really cool is they use the scene of Smaug crashing through the wall and attacking Lake Town, but completely remove the gold coating on him. There are also other characters removed like Azog and Radagast, who doesn't appear in the books. You don't even see Radagast at all throughout the whole film, and he's only name dropped by Gandalf when discussing the other wizards in Middle-earth. Azog was actually dead in the books long before The Hobbit. They edit over him with a generic orc face in some scenes to keep the orc hunt without the Azog-Thorin conflict. The only time Azog is seen as we know him from the original trilogy is in the Battle of the Five Armies at the end of the film. But just like with Tauriel earlier, he's a generic orc army leader in this film, and his name is never revealed. One really nice addition to the film as a whole is some film grain. One issue I had with the Hobbit films when they came out was everything looked too clean and plasticky. It was too crisp in a way that felt unnatural when watching it. The film grain makes the movie look a lot more like the Lord of the Rings trilogy visually, and I think this fan edit slots in very nicely in a marathon with those films. Now that we've gone through a bunch of the changes with this film, let's actually discuss its quality. I think the pacing of the film and the overall enjoyment is better than the original trilogy. There are definitely moments that feel truncated and some hard cuts here and there, but I think they did a really good job with the editing. There were a lot of bad CGI moments from the third film especially that I feel they did a wonderful job in removing. It does feel a little bit more like a theater play than the typical Hollywood film we're used to, since you're more along for the ride with Bilbo versus the typical 3-act structure we've gotten used to. But that's to be expected given 3 movies have been combined into one. I honestly noticed only one minor issue in the entire 4-hour runtime, and that was towards the end of the film. Thorin somehow has the Goblin Cleaver back, and he originally confronts the orc leaders with a sword from Erebor that breaks. However, that's some nitpicking, and maybe they will edit over it with some generic sword in a future edit, which by the way is something N4 is constantly doing to keep the film up to par. All in all, I'm very happy with this edit, and it's probably going to be the way I'm going to watch The Hobbit going forward. If you want to check it out, I'm going to leave a link to M4's page in the description below. Thanks for watching.